It's high noon. Everybody, welcome. Happy Halloween to the Oath League. My name is Murph. I'm joined by Imperium. This hat is about to fall off my face. And we are bringing you a bit of a doozy for Halloween. A bit of a scary one, if I say. Croutons versus Ember. All right. How you doing today, Imperium? How's Halloween going for you?
Oh, it's been pretty interesting. Got some trick-or-treaters showing up. I'm really excited for the holiday. But we do have a little bit of a trick and treat for you viewers today. We've got a little bit of a mix-up in terms of both teams and the kind of match style we're going to be playing. Croutons, unfortunately, did have to forfeit this match. But to make up for it and to bring a game to everyone tonight, we are playing a little bit of a mix up. Like I said, we're going to play a 4v4, just like a regular game, but no tanks. So, like I said, a treat for you, those of you that maybe aren't too fond of the tank role. Maybe some of you support players don't like having Doomfist in your back at all times. But a little bit of a trick, though, as well as we've got a little bit of a couple swaps on the team. So, I'm excited to see how that's going to play out as we jump into it.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be certainly interesting to see what'll happen without, a few rolls on the board. I'm gonna take this off before it causes an accident. And yeah, without without the tank being there, you're gonna be seeing uh I'm assuming way more player death. I expect there to be about 4 or 5 extra fights that we don't typically see. And I'm curious to see how this rolls out. It's gonna be, it's not serious. It's not anything too crazy. We're gonna be hitting into the pit of doom, and it'll be quite fun to watch. I actually am very very excited because this is basically Overwatch 3, and this is a test run. Oath running the historic test run for Overwatch 3. No tank, just DPS, just supports. I'm excited.
I am looking forward to it as well. Like you said, without tanks, there's going to be a lot less protection for their team, so we might be able to see a few DPS players really pop off here. I do believe we saw Quest on the Bastion for half a second. Without some kind of tank to absorb that damage, Bastion can really do some hard hitting damage as we go in here. Glance at the teams, what we're looking at right now. For the side of the Croutons, we've got a Brig, Moira, and a Widow. Again, Widowmaker is another character that without a tank could do a lot of damage, but we see the swap on the Bastion. Love to see. We got a Bastion on both sides, so I'm super excited as we get going in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm actually quite surprised that both teams realistically thought about doing this. Now, I mean, it comes as a little bit of an obvious choice whenever you have the Bastion that does the most damage in the game as a singular character, and no tank in his way. So we're gonna see how many kills these Bastions can rack up as Crovoid on that Genji just gonna be marking him down a little bit.
Absolutely, and with Crovoid onto that Genji swap, it's definitely a really smart play. Able to dive the Widowmaker there, as we see, and able to kind of negate a little bit of that Bastion's damage. It seems to be working out pretty well for the side of the Croutons.
Yeah, I mean, Refresh picked up 2 or 3 there, and that is going to be Croutons capturing the first point. Xbox Pubba barely escaping, but is escaping with their life. We'll be returning to the rest of their team. and it's looking not scary yet. We haven't entered Halloween Town just yet. I I'm gonna be making Halloween puns all night, or trying to, anyways. 20% in counting here for Crouton, or for yeah, Crouton's refresh. He's just not dying. They're keeping him up pretty good.
Absolutely. We kind of talked about how easy we thought it would be to die. Quest finally able to pick off refresh there. Catitude falls as well. Things really turning around for Ember as they move in towards this point.
Yeah, 3 kills now for Quest, and it is once again just the Bastions climbing up the damage. Crowvoid even the last one to fall. The point will be flipped 41% and counting for the side of Croutons, but it will be flipped over Galactic Rose. Now I'm gonna be able to take full advantage of this high ground as Croutons off to push in here. Crowvoid swapping over to the Sojourn. I like this little get together meetup in the spawn room doors. Got to make sure you push as a team, as a unit, be the scariest monsters you can be. And here we go into the next fight.
Crowboy, usually a teammate for Ember, seemingly very excited to play against um, their usual team.
True, yeah. Quest, you're gonna be able to pick up refresh, and without that bastion damage, you're gonna be looking at quite a bit of a DPS deficit. Now it is gonna be the Sojourn from Crowboy trying to make up the damage, but that is a big task. Now Galactic Rose does get down low, will get pressured a little bit, does get down to 21 HP. Nobody's able to peel for him, and Quest actually able to pick up 2. Once again, Ember will hold on strong. Ember will hold on strong as they continue to push forward on the point. 53% and counting.
Ember doing a fantastic job right now. Quest, especially, like we said, playing Bastion, absolutely insane without anything to protect them against it. A little bit of a fun fact here: Quest is playing against their father on the side of Croutons. I believe Mega Ran playing the Brig right now. And we see
Oh,
the early pick there from Gabe the Guru on the Lucio.
Crowvoid
Void is
traded
able to
out.
pick up that swap.
But Quest there
with
once
another
again.
kill.
Xbox Mobile is able to res, gave the Guru, and that is going to be once again Ember holding on strong. They're doing a really good job at just applying that pressure. And I think the difference here is Quest with that Mercy Pocket from the side of Xbox Bubble. The damage is just a lot more. I believe it's a 35% or 25 or 35% boost from the Mercy as far as DPS values go. Just so much damage from that Bastion. Look, the rally comes in to try to push forward. It does do quite a good job of keeping them alive, but they're not able to touch. No, Sag. Quest able to pick up Mega ran eventually, but not enough. Ember will be taking the first map.
And a really well fought first map for both teams. We saw the great play there at the end by Mega Ran,
Oh,
trying to drop the rally to get their team just past that checkpoint, but they unfortunately weren't able to get there quick enough. Quest again, like you mentioned, with that Mercy Pocket, definitely more than enough of what they need in order to give them that huge advantage moving in there. Bastion with the Mercy Pocket, just an insane amount of damage, and with no one there to protect them, we see it already paying off for the side of Ember.
yeah, 110%, and that could be the difference. We'll see if there were any swaps. Well, okay, so we're gonna be seeing basically same compositions. They're trying to match each other here. And the difference between the Moira versus the Lucio, I think this could work really well towards Quick Towns.
See the quick, and there's the boot, but they do have the hook in order to escape it.
Beautiful, beautiful recognition of the danger. Beautiful response to it. Quest gonna be able to pick up 2. Xbox One is able to pick up Crowvoid with the battle. Mercy gonna be able to pick up 2. Kadetu goes down as well, and that's just crazy. You don't really expect it from the Mercy, although we did see 3 in the kill feed right as the map was ending.
Absolutely, Xbox Bubba taking matters into their own hands as Mercy able to pick off several there. Huge flip for the side of Ember. Ember with a huge advantage, it seems, right now. Able to capture the point first, now forcing the Croutons to play where they want them to.
Yeah, 110%. Look at the damage already coming through once again. Crowvoid does fall, gave the Guru on that Lucio, being an absolute B. So you could say a mosquito, some might even mention. Mega Ran is going to be able to pick up Crowvoid, and Reaper is able to pick up Give the Guru, who does go in a little too deep. Crowvoid finds the better of Galactic Rose, but Quest is still there. That Bastion is still alive. Is able to check out Refresh. Xbox gets the res on to Give the Guru, and even though Mega Ran does get the trade on Xbox, but it's still Ember holding strong. It's a 2v2 on point right now.
We saw a Refresh with the Mercy Pocket of their own, able to do quite a bit of damage there.
No.
Megaran just caught off the edge of the map with no one left to help him. But Quest still doing an insane amount of damage right around the point, preventing them from being able to even make it there for long periods of time.
Yeah, 110%. I mean, and that boop, right? You're just not able to see anybody off the edge. You just kind of fall into your doom. Quest, once again, has full HP and is just pressing forward into here. Xbox is able to pick up Crowvoid, though, and that could be the DPS trade they need. The Mercy Pocket is there to follow through, and the HP healing is just too much for the side of Quest. Can we, for Refresh, can we pick up Quest? And now this is going to allow Croutons to push in. It is 80% climbing for the side of Ember, but they should be able to get this point flip here and should be able to capture just fine.
And there it is. The Croutons, the first point flip of their own on this map. Moving forward, already trying to run into him, but Quest right there, able to pick off Refresh early, is picked off themselves by Crowboy now with the swap to Torbjorn. Definitely a pretty smart play in my opinion. Bit more damage, and again, that damage means the world when there's no tank there to try to stop him.
Megaran gets the refresh on gets the res gets the res on a refresh. That was the words in the order I was trying to use. Magic Row is gonna give their team a little bit of information with that info site if we get to see it. Quest can be able to actually get shut out by refresh. Nice res there though. Galactic was able to pick up refresh in turn. So this is going to be a point up for them, and they have their Strawberry to back themselves up. Xbox is able to pick up one, and that is going to be a point flip there for the side of Ember. Nice hold there from Croutons. They have ultimates coming in on this one, so if they can survive the barrage of ultimates, they could have a solid chance to pull this one back.
Both Bastions ulting right now. Quest able to pick off Crowvoid early on. That's going to be huge as there's 5 seconds left for them to try to contest.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make it. That is going to be it, and that is map 1. Going the side of Ember. Very nice ultimate there from the Bastion. Just, sort of applying that pressure. Killing Crowvoid on the turret. Apologies. And, apologies one more time. So, Quest, pulling out the damage there. Really nice barrage, gonna be clutching it up, gonna be making it so that Ember can't touch. They don't have the time for it. They're gonna be winning the fight. Yeah, it was very nice from them. That's map of this 4v4 spooktacular event.
Absolutely. And, some really exciting gameplay from both sides. We saw the Bastion on both teams going absolutely insane. Quest, especially throughout that, we saw them with the play of the game there at the end and several fantastic plays that could have been play of the game as well throughout the entire time. But like you said, the ultimate there at the end, able to anticipate and, really early looking to use that ultimate, picking them off before they're even able to, fully leave spawn as the team. Really did a lot of
Ooh.
damage moving in there.
We've got a mid-series map or rule change per production of a Bastion ban supposedly coming in. Ban Sombra because Sombra says Crowvoid. No, no, that will not be happening. we we will be having no Bastion though. I like this. I like this because it's just too much. It's just too much, I think. It's just not to activate my inner, I don't know what accent this is, but I just think the Bastion's too much, and Count Dracula says blah blah blah. Anyways, so
It is
I
definitely
kind of like this.
understandable.
I know you might
Could
you might
be
be disappointed though.
I am very disappointed. It makes me quite sad. Not able to see Bastion, not on just one team, but on both teams. Not really sad. I'm gonna have to miss out on that as we move into this next point. But
I'm sorry,
um,
Pat Pat.
can be really exciting for both teams now. They're forced to mix it up as we move into this next point. Not sure what map we'll be moving into quite yet, but really exciting. Both teams kind of calling for Sombra bans still, but it's looking like Sombra will stay. And after all the Sombra changes, there is a chance that we get to see Sombra play tonight, and I'm really excited to see that brought out as well. The new Sombra really brings out a lot of interesting play styles, not just from the individual, but the team as a whole, and I think it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I actually really do enjoy the new Sombra rework. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's certainly better to be diving in the backline and could be kind of a menace in this 4v4 setup because that Sombra can delete a squishy. So if not Bastion, Sombra might be the next pick, and I think that might be what they go for. Which will be interesting to see Sombra v Sombra because they can both be equally as destructive in the backline.
Absolutely, you've just got that invisible menace popping in out of nowhere, taking out a support or two, and then dipping back into the shadows. Makes for some really, you know, really intense, sort of on your toes level type of play, especially from the supports now, as we've seen a lot of changes just today in terms of support survivability and ability usage. So, looking forward to see how teams adapt to that if the Sombra is played. But even without Sombra, we saw a few flank level characters, Crovoid on the Genji, able to jump
Mhm.
in, do a lot of damage really quick. And I think just any one of those flanks could do a really great job without a tanked appeal from them. So, without the Bastion, I'm really excited to see what they bring out in terms of their DPS mix up now. Because we saw both teams last game relying pretty heavily on the Bastion. And, that's been kind of a recurring theme, much to
Yeah.
my joy this season. So, without Bastion, this map going to make for pretty exciting little trick for these teams, keeping the
Yeah.
Halloween spirit.
In the Halloween spirit, you gotta trick it up. You gotta trick or treat it up. I wonder what treats we're gonna get in the tricks that have been, we said no to the tricks. Now you gotta give us a few treats. So it's just gonna be how it goes. I like Nighttime Eichenwald. I think it's a very, very nice map. But also, um, what
As
was
it
I gonna
should.
say? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I spoiled the map. Apparently, I apologize to all the people that came to go see not side Eichenwald. It's a spoiler. Nice tombstones. We got also staring at.
Yeah,
I wonder. I'm sorry. I'm ruining the tempo. Oh gosh. Okay. I'll stop talking about the map then. And how absolutely spooky it is. What was I gonna say? Uh, yeah, that's my words.
yeah. Now we're
The
hopped
hat
up on
goes
the
back on the head.
spookiest of maps that may or may not be being played right now. But we are moving in here. We are able to see the comps from both teams. We see a Reaper and a Soldier coming from the side of the Croutons. Really interesting there, as well as for Ember bring out the Pharah and Tracer. Now that one might be really powerful, especially with Xbox Bubba continuing to play the Mercy. I think Pharah here could do a lot of damage in a really short amount of time. But so could the Reaper and Soldier, especially with Crovoid on that Soldier. I think that's a really dangerous combo moving in here. We do see Alari brought out for this matchup, and I'm excited to see how that's played. Alari, another one of the supports, suffering from a few unfortunate changes tonight. Some might argue well needed, well deserved. So, looking forward to see how that is thrown in the mix up here.
Yeah, this could be actually very difficult to deal with here on on the side of the croutons. That pharmacy could be deadly. Now Crovoid and Connor are both on those hit scan rolls, so we could be seeing a sort of battle the DPS here as Quest gonna be floating around looking for his next inquiry. Connor is aware and is doing a significant portion of damage, but once again having that mercy pocket available to you is huge, but it will get picked off. Expert but will eventually fall. And look at the mechanics actually from Connor. That is impressive. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Uh, Keeping the rest of the team alive, doing all the damage they can. Alari
Oh
is
my
so
god!
times 3. That is going to be the first fight. Beautiful stuff.
Absolutely. Alari played pretty perfectly right there, using the damage she provides to the best of her abilities. Really, really doing a great job playing the character. Super well there, able to push back the entire Ember team for that fight. And then Crovoid now doing a lot of damage in the backline, playing pretty patiently, trying to pick out this pharmacy combo.
I apologize. I don't know how my microphone got muted there. But yeah, Quest not able to do anything. Crovoid absolutely is ringing them down. The Residents come through, but Connor's going to be fighting them once again. That is nasty. And good luck to Quest. I wonder if they're going to be thinking about maybe swapping it over just because of the amount of pressure they're taking, or maybe they don't care. And you know what? Honestly, it's fair because it's an exhibition game and it's all for fun.
Absolutely, Crovoid looking for a little bit of an
Oh,
early
anti-nade.
upwards poke, trying to escape now with only 38 health, and is able to make it out. That's really impressive and a really good thing to happen there for the side of the Croutons. Croutons right now seemingly dominating this choke point.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's the captivating sun. That's gonna be nasty. You're not really gonna be doing a whole lot against someone. Crowwood is able to take out Quest though, and I might be a big fat liar. No, nope, never mind. Crowwood's able to take out 3, and Connor follows up with 1 as well.
Xbox Bubba fighting for their life inside this tiny choke. Crovoid running in to clean it up. Pretty big stagger there on Xbox Bubba. Ember now having to wait patiently just to have, you know, full 4 moving into this next fight.
Yeah, a minute and 20 on the clock, and this is looking kind of brutal. But granted, oh, Quest took it down. I don't
Uh-oh.
know. I don't know what happened there. It's a bit of a fall.
Possibly looking for a swap. We'll see as
A,
they respawn. Oh, nope. They did
a,
just
a low
take an
noon.
unfortunate fall off the side of the map. A minute left here on this. Ultimate's up for the Croutons. Crovoid, you know, always dangerous with that attack visor. But Galactic Crow is looking for the sort of back cap as they move in here. But Connor shutting them down relatively quick.
That Alari is so nasty. And honestly, Connor, like, that's actually disgusting mechanics. I don't know where this man picked this up. Like, yes, Alari is hit scan. Yes, Alari is strong, but like, actually, the hit scan abilities are kind of nasty. 30 seconds remaining, and it's gonna be up to Ember to finally push through this one. The damage is coming through. It's almost got a pick, but Connor once again lasering them down.
And like you said, some pretty insane mechanics there with another pick on Quest. Xbox Bubba able to pick off one of their own. But like you mentioned, Connor doing some insane damage from the Alari, and even with the changes, you know, kind of reduce the impact that her primary fire has. Still able to play Alari extremely well. We see another ultimate there. Ember just barely unable to touch for that final bit.
You know, and honestly, I find Eichenwald to be one of those maps that are kind of tank necessary for a choke point like that. Like you typically have that big burling body that has a few potential CC abilities to get you through because it's a choke point. So this one's kind of rough for the attackers. IMO Eichenwald is very much tank necessary. This would definitely need to be one that needs to be map reworked if we were going to go into the 4v4 scenario. I think.
Absolutely, definitely one that does need a couple changes as we move into Overwatch 3. But we're getting a quick little peek at this very terrifying image of Roadhog as Frankenstein, or Junkerstein's monster. I'm sorry. Looking in, but now for the side of Ember, making a couple changes. Galactic Rose back on the Tracer. Quest still on that Pharah. And like you said, that's going to be a lot of damage thrown into that choke point as Croutons try to move in here. Connor now with the swap from Alari onto Zenyatta. I think that can definitely be a really smart play, especially moving up here, able to get, you know, those Discord orbs, a lot of extra damage thrown onto the enemy team. And, you know, with the insane walk back that Ember's going to have, really just one pick could flip this game for Croutons, allowing them to take it.
Yeah, it certainly could. I mean, this is gonna be 4 minutes of straight Ember wins, or it'll be Croutons taking the map and the series for the spooky Halloween exhibition game. Damage coming through from Connor once again. That high mechanic support showing up a little bit dangerous.
Absolutely. Pretty terrifying presence moving in. Zenyatta just able to throw orbs now, but we see Mega Ran playing the Reaper. Quest is able to get a pick on Catitude, but Connor able to get one on Gabe the Guru. You know, really important picks there. Another pick on Galactic Rose, that's huge, as Ember is now down half of their team, you know, stuck with just the Pharmacy to try to push the rest of the team back.
Yeah, Connor picks up 3. I mean, the Zenyatta goes ham. If you let him live for too long, especially without like the tank in the way, he just kind of melts. Game of the Guru does eventually fall, trying to re-establish themselves, but that is going to be point captured. And Croutons take it with a very strong show. Congratulations to them for winning the Halloween exhibition match. Yeah, that was very impressive.
Really great round there. We saw Mega Ran and Catitude just patiently taking the point. And here's a, not too surprising play of the game from Connor as Alari.
Yep, there's one keeping the rest of the team alive. I mean, like that was really close to flipping the point, right? That was really close to actually like winning the fight and pushing that forward. And Connor swinging through, and causing chaos wherever they could. So yeah, uh that was serious.
Absolutely. It
Oh,
is,
is it
yeah,
one
so
to one? I
Croutons
apologize. I
now
thought
with one
croutons.
point of their own. We've
I
got one more map
apologize.
running through
I
here.
apologize. I could have sworn croutons won twice, but I guess I'm crazy. Uh, which makes sense. I mean, I got the floating hat, so I think I'm pretty in here at this point. Uh, um, yeah. Okay, so we're going in one. We're going to be seeing Samoa, the new map, the brand new map. This map is fun. This map is very interesting. Thoughts,
Absolutely.
Imperium?
I definitely agree that interesting is the word for it. Um, a lot of conversation behind Samoa tends to happen. Some people have, very mixed opinions on it. I personally have not had the opportunity to play it too much, from what I've had, it's pretty enjoyable map. You've got some, pretty crazy sight lines on a couple of the control points. But for the most part, it's seemingly, pretty tight, pretty, wide variety of places to play, open sight lines on top of tight choke points. It makes it, pretty entertaining no matter what character you play. And I tend to enjoy that, especially in control maps such as this one. So looking forward to see how the teams kind of react around that. It is, like you mentioned, a new map this season. So not a lot of known strategy there in terms of what's best, and what just straight doesn't work. So a lot of ups and downs from pretty much every team in terms of what is really successful here.
Yeah, this is actually the only map where I pretty consistently play Tracer. You just have so many like wide side paths. There are plenty of ways to get to the point that aren't through main that are equally as viable because they're open enough to have a team fight in, but not small enough to where but not so big that you're just gonna get like exposed, right? It's not Junkertown where you're on defense and you're like, I'm standing in a big open field. What do I do? But it's also not like uh not lighthouse, but like I don't know, Havana small room. Like I just there's just you have enough room to breathe at any point in time in the map, but also um choose which way you want to go because they're all equally as viable. And I actually really enjoy it, especially as playing as Tracer because you can get in deep and behind and spray somebody down and then escape and you have room to escape and it's really fun.
Absolutely, it really helps a lot of the flank characters. I've seen Genji played quite a bit on this map, as
Hmm.
well as Sombra played. And I think Sombra, like you mentioned, for a lot of the same reasons that Tracer does, is able to get a lot of value on this map, especially because you're able to get in and get out from pretty much any direction. And that really brings a lot of variety that, like I mentioned earlier, can be a lot of fun for pretty much every single member of the team in terms of what can and can't be played because it's not super restrictive, like you said. There's not really any characters that we know of yet that just don't do well here. I've seen Reaper played extremely well in some of these, and then other maps, like other side maps here in Samoa, Reaper not be able to be played at all. So it really brings a diverse set of characters to each and every individual one of the control points as well.
And even more so now because we're in a 4v4 game mode, right? It's
Absolutely.
no tanks allowed. So now we're thinking of different strategies that don't exist. Excuse me, that don't exist in a typical game. Like I said, once again, dropping the hat because it's going to cause an accident. But into Samoa we go. We're not going to be looking at it just yet, but also it's a beautiful map. Have you
It
ever
really is.
been on a beachside resort? Have you ever gone and really enjoyed yourself in the sand? If you haven't, you might get to experience that in the wonderful map that is Samoa.
It is the developers definitely put in a lot of work on this map, and it definitely shows. Easily one of the most creatively exciting maps as well. And speaking of creativity, um, this 4v4 really does help bring out, like we said, just the map in combination with this 4v4 brings out a lot of creativity from the players as well, in terms of what can be thrown at something completely different than we've seen so far. Brought out here today for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna be getting to see exactly what that is in a second with Junk. Like, how does this keep happening? Somebody tell me how these teams keep choosing the same characters to start open with. I guess we just have like the same Overwatch brands going on because that is crazy. We have Junkrats on both sides once again, um, and that is going to be interesting to see exactly who's going to get the betterment on that burst damage from the Junk.
Absolutely. You've got Junkrat from Crowboyd and Quest, not one typically shown from either one of these players, but one that is played a lot, especially in matches like these. So could be really powerful and might not be successful at all, but with these tight little choke points it seems they're walking through, we could see really anything coming into here.
And there it is, already so much damage being done, and that's beautiful stuff there from the Galactic Rose, gonna be able to take out the enemy Mora. Xbox Mobile is able to trade out with Quest, though, so no more Junkrat damage on there on the side of Ember. However, the damage is just too strong, and Ember will be the first one to take the point. Very nice stuff there from Galactic Rose, finding a couple of very solid headshots.
Absolutely correct. Galactic Rose with some, super impactful eliminations there early on and to clean up at the end. Really doing a great job of playing with the team as well. The support's doing a really good job of keeping them up. And Xbox Bubba with a great early pick there on Catitude. Croutons now losing their speed could be really crucial moving into here.
Yeah, I mean they're basically gonna press S. You don't want to take a 3v4 at all. This is a dangerous game to be playing to try to continue to find those picks. But look at that, a Quest does get down low, almost gets a little too far forward. Doesn't get quite caught out though, and eventually Croutons will continue pushing forward through this choke point. Got to be careful of that Junkrat spam though.
Absolutely. You got Junkrat spam to worry about and the Kiriko spam. We've seen it already pick off a few headshots as they're trying to get through this tight choke in this little hut we've got here.
Yeah, 50% counting though. Like this point is going fast, and croutons aren't really finding a great time to breathe, and that's gonna be Quest finding Crowvoid once again. The res does come through, so that is gonna be an even 4v4, and we're just waiting for some ultimates to pop up here to really break croutons through if they can get it in time. 70% and counting.
Ember doing a really great job of playing with a pretty great space to each player's not allowing Junkrat to pick really any couple of them off, playing, giving them just enough space so that Junkrat can't just shoot right at them the whole time.
Beautiful tire. Going to be able to pick up one. Quest is eventually fall, and that is going to be also the break without a shield. Look at the mechanics up from Galactic Rose. Gets the Valking Mercy near to one. That is what we call accuracy. Hinder might be available to them. No, they missed the nade already, and that is going to be Galactic Rose getting down to 1 HP. Will be retreating there, and that is going to be a point flip for the side of Croutons as they're going to be holding against the 92% Ember.
Croutons with a great cap there moving into this, but Ember with several ultimates of their own and only 8% to go on to this point.
Yeah, if Mega Ren can stay alive long enough, they could have this Blossom, but there's not really any other tools available to the side of Croutons. This refresh is eventually going to fall. The High Noon is also available there, as you mentioned, from Ember, and they're going to be using that to clean up. That's going to be finding almost one, almost two, but the Blossom is available. It's able to pick up one. Quest able to clean up Mega Ren, who tries to use the Blossom, is able to pick up Galactic Rose in time, but it's still a 2v2 point. That was actually the great equalizer, so you could say. A Junkrat versus Junkrat, support versus support. Who is going to get the better deal? Xbox is able to take out Catitude with a very nice body shot and keep the rest of their team alive. 92% counting, and they have to touch.
Absolutely. With 2 ultimates left with Ember, it's looking like it's going to be very difficult for Croutons to be able to
No.
touch.
Yeah, I mean, that was very, very nice. We had the Katsune Rush to follow this one through, and the tire as well. It was going to be incredibly difficult, like you said. Ember just had so many ultimates by the time that Croutons had to use theirs in order to win the first fight. I
Absolutely. And
apologize.
without the tanks, in order to protect them, every single ultimate can be hugely impactful, especially in a control point map like this. Um, Xbox Bubba that last game doing a fantastic job of keeping the team alive and securing picks on the enemy team throughout the entire map there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Xbox Bubba is no stranger to getting complimented on stream. I think he's actually really, really, really good at what they do, and typically as the Ana, which I'm surprised we're not seeing nearly as much, but also the Kiriko is so good because you can just clear basically the entire team, give them a free 50 HP, and make them invulnerable for half a second, which is, I mean, what more could you ask for from a support? Echo now, Crovoid absolutely deleting Xbox Bubba as we were talking about him.
Yeah, no joke.
And oh, nice sniped there from Quest. So Glad was able to take out Refresh as well. And Ember should be pulling this one back, but it is a 2v2 on point. The damage is coming through. Mega Ram, the father figure on the enemy team is
Quest surviving with next to no health. Able to cap completely left on their own. 9 health is all that is left on this Junkrat, alone on the point.
that is nuts. I mean, that was so close. Literally, just a little bit of, like an extra bullet. I think would have done it.
Absolutely,
Crow.
anything.
Now we see this Echo once again. The amount of damage. That's just filthy. What are you gonna do? Game the Guru
Absolutely.
eventually falls.
Now
Oh
looking
my
for a
goodness,
pick on the
Pepper and
support, able to pick off Quest now. Ember left without DPS currently on the point. Crovoy doing a fantastic job of playing Echo. Moving in, trying to secure some extra elims here. Galactic Rose on the point. Able to get that hit with the crazy headshot there on Crovoid. Galactic Rose this entire matchup doing a great job. Another pick on Catitude, really helping to win. And another headshot on Galactic Rose. Some crazy kills there for Galactic Rose on the Cassidy. Really able to keep that in Ember's favor. You know, the point about halfway done on their side.
Yeah, and look at this. Somehow, so like genuinely somehow, I actually am not positive how croutons have not pulled the point yet. Ember always is able to find their way back. Like you said, Galactic was fighting 3. I mean, I'm sure that helped. But Crovoid's been doing such a good job on the Echo. I'm surprised they haven't been able to pull this one forward yet. Crovoid tries to find any damage they can with the Junkrat. Forcing on a few cooldowns, but nothing else inside of that. Xbox Bubba forced to use the cleanse there, so this could be interesting. But Galactic Rose has the high noon, just waiting for croutons to push in. As we get into the last fight, Megaran is gonna have the Blossom in turn, but they've got to watch out for this high noon that is available to them. There it goes. You gotta, oh my goodness. Okay, they do bait it out. That is very good from them. But look at the pressure again coming in. Refresh will eventually fall. The Echo's not going to last too much longer. Megaran does eventually fall. Had the Death Blossom available to them, but it's just too much. Quest uses the tire to pick off Crovoid. Overtime is ticking down, and this is going to be one-on-one. Or sorry, no, this is going to be Ember taking the map and the series. Bada bing, bada boom. Samoa is theirs.
Ember with some fantastic final plays there at the end. Really able to pick off and clean up that fight relatively quickly with an excellent play there from pretty much the entire team. They did, they worked so well together, really communicating in order to cancel, several ultimates there that were thrown at them.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And look, this play from Crovoid, right? This is what I was talking about, where croutons, they got so close so many times. They picked off 2 and eventually. But oh, I put on the hat backwards. But just not enough. I believe that was the same fight. Galactic Rose also came in and picked up 3, which I'm also semi-surprised wasn't play. But that concludes the Croutons versus Ember matchup.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with Glitch versus Havoc, ready to rock and roll here on our Halloween
Welcome back, everybody, to the Oath League. My name is Murph. I'm joined by Imperium, and we're going to be bringing you some high-class Halloween matches, and it's going to be a good time. Glitch versus Havoc is going to be our opening match for the night as we head into Oasis for our first map. How you doing tonight, Imperium?
Pretty great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I've slipped into character apparently, so we're gonna stick with this for the rest of the night. The whole southern accent thing's getting real strong, and I got a floating hat. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Halloween's fun. Lots of candy, lots of good times, lots of chill vibes, and incredible movies as well. Nightmare Before Christmas is an absolute gem.
Sounds amazing. I myself have had a lot of trick or treaters tonight, so that's been a ton of fun to experience all of that. But one more super fun thing coming up is this matchup, Glitch versus Havoc. Havoc is super fun to talk about. They've won their last 3 games, I believe. Really able to flip around. They were 1-3 at game 4 after game 4, and
Yeah.
then now they're back up. Now they're 3-3. These last couple games, they've been so strong too, especially last week's matchup against Ember. I believe really doing a lot of hard work and doing a fantastic job as a team in order to work around a lot of their weaknesses that were popping up early in the season. They've really done a great job to kind of counteract those, and it's been super fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely, 110%. And that's honestly one of the biggest things that come out of the growing season, as we've talked about before here, is just watching the teams grow, watching them become better competitors, become better teammates in any form. Really grinding those strategies, learning more skills, both in game and out of game. Mainly in communication, because honestly, if you take a look at the history of any team, ever, literally, and ever in any esport or sport, you're going to find that have is through communication and just the ability to talk through whatever issue they might be having and keeping the spirits high and keeping the morales available to them. And that is one of the biggest things that get Harper to here at Oath is constantly keeping that communication up, constantly keeping the spirits high because you don't want to be drilling into your teammates in match. That's no fun. And I think Glitch have done a great job at improving this season on a multi-level basis.
Absolutely, and just like you said, communication is so important in virtually every aspect of life, but especially in Overwatch. A game designed where constant communication is all but necessary throughout every single second of this game in order for teams to be able to do well. And we've seen really a lot of teams do fantastic, but Havoc has just been going above and beyond in terms of great communication, especially these last 2 matchups.
Yeah, 15 seconds before the point gets unlocked, and that's going to be uh, both teams beating here up on the high ground. Power kill going to be putting in a lot of damage there. Nicely decided to pick up Guy Noob, and Dubal's able to pick up power kill. This is going to be a sort of a meat grinder here into the initial choke point as we're going to be looking at just more damage pile up. That Arisa, though, going to be holding on strong. Really contesting the high ground, which they will be forced to retreat from. And once again, look at the high ground control here. Biohazard continues to rain down any healing or DPS necessary to sort of keep the team up and alive, trying to pick off any enemies they can. And Wall is going up as well. Nobody able to find anything, though. They're able to stay alive for a long time.
Absolutely. Both sides doing a really good job. Havoc doing a fantastic job. Jubal's especially on the tank. They're doing a great job of positioning where they want to, taking high ground, moving players aside, doing a really great job of, commanding the area. They are pushed off though as Glitch is able to finally secure enough kills to really push it an advantage. Mostly thanks to power kill as Bastion taking that flank up to the high ground. Able to do a lot of damage on the supports, able to push them off, and that really flipped it into their favor, especially at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, Power Kill is able to pick up three, and once you pick up three from that Bastion, there's not really a whole lot of going back there. Glitch shooting a great 20% and counting for them as they continue to hold on to the point here. The high ground control as well, also very impressive. The window flows through, I guess, trying to close off low ground access against Havoc. Liz decided able to pick up one, and Jubilees falls as well. Very nice sandwich there from the side of Glitches. They're going to be finding another fight win at 37% count.
Glitch there doing a fantastic job of stopping that push. Havoc being very smart, moving together, trying to push them off that high ground, and doing a really great job of it. But Glitch is able to recognize what's happening and push them off before they're able to get the value they need in order to flip it back into their favor. So now we're past about 50% for the side of Glitch. Ember now regrouping, restabilizing, trying to find some footing as they move back up into the point.
Yeah, 110%. Jubilee's trying to force it through, but oh my goodness, you got caught in a corner by power killers, power kills, artillery barrage. Biohazard does eventually fall, and that is without the Ana. You're not going to be wanting to push through into this bastion. Granted, they are going to contest it a little bit. That Orisa is there in order to stall it out a little bit, but oh my goodness, the damage coming in through the Terror Surge, not able to find anything because of the amount of pressure coming out from the side of Glitch. They continue holding on strong, 85% and counting here. Nice Blizzard going to be picking off Guy Noob as well, stalling that one out and really finding the picks they need. Odd Nugget in the backline though, with Attackwiser able to find one. Biohazard able to pick up a Flame and Fox as well. And it's getting real close. Both teams falling down extremely low. Odd Nugget does get the nano to sort of output that damage, but Jubilee's able to pick up power kill with the ball now. Swapped over. Going to be stalling out for as long as possible. Going to be applying as much DPS pressure as they can. It's 2v2 on the point as we get to 99% and counting. Overtime is here and ticking. And neither team really finding what they need. The Sapphire gets canceled out. Oh my goodness. What a nasty clutch kill there from the side of Jubilee. Is going to be eliminated Sapphire, not allowing it to hit the ground. Flame and Fox is able to pick up Guy Noob in trade though. And this could be a sort of stall out here for the side of Glitch, but the overtime is ticking down. Nobody's able to touch thanks to the pressure, and that will be Glitch taking the first point.
Glitch doing an absolutely fantastic job in that first bit there. Havoc, making smart plays and doing extremely well, but Glitch able just to beat them at every turn, it seems. Really playing smart, playing together, finding weaknesses in Havoc's play style and really exploiting those to really give them that huge advantage moving in.
Yeah, 110%. And honestly, the amount of kills that Power Kill was able to get, they're going to be swapping over to the Soldier now, I think, to take care of, to take advantage of the high ground. Just a little bit more, excuse me, just a little bit more effectively. Also running in those flank routes that we see on this particular map. Not going to be going for that Bastion anymore. And this could be an interesting swap because they were doing really well on that Bastion.
Absolutely. Like you said, could have several advantages moving in, but we will see as they move right around this first corner. Power Kill is able to beat them up into this high ground. Very close there to picking off Izzard for that first bit. Would have been huge for Glitch.
Yeah, very clean rotation there from the side of Glitch, though. Going to be taking up the high ground, going to be sort of contesting that, have the high ground advantage, which means you get to choose whenever you fall onto your enemy. Jubilee's able to pick up Lazy Titan as well, and neither team has really captured anything yet, but Power Kill is anti-nated. He is down to 1 HP. Nobody's able to pick him up, able to get himself back up to full HP, and able to pick off 2 as well. I apologize. Yeah, go ahead.
Doing an amazing job with the Soldier there. Able to pick off both supports, leaving Havoc without any sort of healing coming from their side. And, really doing a great job of cleaning up now. Power Kill again with another pick on Guy Noob with the help of their team. Really doing a great job of playing those flanks, keeping that high ground, and, being really smart with it, while at the same time getting a lot of damage thrown at them almost constantly, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Just the amount of pressure coming out there from the side of Glitch. Havoc, they've been struggling to sort of get through without getting picked off from this high ground. Odd Nugget does get down to half, and it is a high ground contention there, but it's just not enough. Kind of caught by themselves, the bat to cover. We'll say Power Kill's flank route there. Has Attackwiser available to them. Will be falling from the high ground as the pressure does come through from the side of Havoc. Anti-nade as well, but not enough damage. They're not able to pick him off. And even though they're contesting the high ground, they're not really fighting any picks. Lisa is able to take down Guy Noob, but Izzard does go down as well. This is just, I mean, really smart and patient play from the side of Glitch, as they are going to be activating the Attackwiser to sort of clean the rest of the side of the enemies up. Odd Nugget does eventually fall. Nice wall off there to pick off Jubilees. We're 55% and counting.
great wall there from Flaming Fox in order to secure that late stagger there on Jubal's. Havoc now without their tank for just a little bit of extra time. Only about 35 seconds left for the side of Glitch to be able to cap. And I think a lot of the credit here, kind of sort of hidden, goes to Lazy Titan. You know, we haven't really seen a lot of stats up there on the board, but we are able to see they're constant in their face, constantly driving, Havoc crazy. And I think that really goes a long way in enabling the rest of the team to be able to be as successful as they have been.
Or Nano Terra Surge, that is a dangerous ultimate, but nobody's gonna get caught in it. They're all gonna be able to escape on their own. Jules does pick up Penguin though. The damage just a little too strong in there, but Lazy Titan once again finding so many picks. This Junker Queen does go kind of crazy. I mean, able to split apart the squishies, absolutely melt them if they get too caught out. 96% encountered, and once again, I mean, the rampage just to clean up Biohazard quickly. There is still one more in play on Nugget, not gonna be able to touch though. Regardless of attack visor, and that is gonna be Oasis going the way of Glitch.
Absolutely a crazy combo there coming out with the help of Flamin' Fox and Lazy Titan. Really doing a great job of using Flamin' Fox's wall to separate the team, pretty much trapping Jubals and letting them get those kills. That's really impactful there for them to be able to secure the kills, especially against a tank at an important of a moment as that.
Yeah, 110%. Wall just being able to split apart the team, as you mentioned, is just brutal. It causes a bit of discomfort because you've come in with this plan and you want to execute it, and then all of a sudden there's a May wall cutting your team in half, and well, you've got to pop the wall or the plan falls apart. And realistically, whenever you take a look at the history of Glitch, I do want to point out that whenever they were 1-3, they were very, 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 very close matches, with only minor mistakes really causing those losses. And I think Glitch have fixed those in entirely. They've just shown up so strong here in that first map, especially on Oasis, that I think Havoc might have to be reconsidering a few things, especially against this Junker Queen comp.
Absolutely. A Glitch doing a really good job. Lazy Titan, we talk about quite often in terms of the power that comes from their tank. Junker Queen, not really one we've seen much of in the past, but seems to be working out tremendously for them as the teams adjusted extremely well to be able to play around that. Like I mentioned earlier, Lazy Titan seemingly always in their faces, always in either Havoc's backline or contesting the front, just causing so many problems when Havoc has to turn, face one or two different directions. And I think that's really gone a long ways in enabling the rest of the team to do extremely well. Power Kills had an insane map that time. It consistently doing so much damage, picking up kills, doing a great job there. And I think a lot of that has to do with Lazy Titan being able to turn them away, forcing them to look away from Power Kill for just the half second it takes for Power Kill to get that elimination. They've been doing a great job as a whole. And I think that has been super impactful throughout that map. And I'm really looking forward to see it carry over, hopefully, into this next one.
Yeah, I do like the Orisa into the bash, and I think she's one of the few things that can eat up that damage. I think she's got the cooldowns to actually negate a lot of the pressure that the bash likes to put out, and is one of the few tanks that can do enough damage to the Bastion from a far enough distance that as long as they have even a little bit of help, they can find that pick. But the problem comes when with the Orisa is there's not any real backline peel. It's just not really existent for the Orisa. The Orisa has to push forward, has to get in the face of the enemy, and has to find those picks. And when you've got this really strong poke composition from Zeta Glitch with the Junker Queen, with the Soldier, with the Bastion, um, that Orisa can kind of get, I guess you could say, a little overflanked, a little bit overreached, just not quite able to cover all the angles necessary. Um, Especially considering that they're the ones having to get into the face of the enemy first. So, very smart play there from the Glitch. I do like the Orisa to answer for the Bastion, but it'll be curious to see if they're going to be sort of trying to hit with their own poke comp to try to match the DPS pressure of Glitch.
Definitely, like you said a little bit, historically, Orisa's, especially in Overwatch 2, has been a really powerful tank to play in pretty much any situation. But I think Glitch has done a great job of finding, one of the few comps where Orisa is, easily countered, not able to peel as well as other tanks are in that situation. So I think that that is really a lot of what was giving them so much trouble there is that Glitch is playing this so aggressively, playing all over the place, seemingly everywhere at once, and Havoc just weren't able to adjust to that moving in. We are now moving into King's Row, one of the more interesting maps on the original Overwatch maps. A classic. Teams have always seemed to love it, so I'm excited to see what they bring in here. We see a bit more open sight lines than we were playing last map, so we are more than likely going to see a little bit of a switch up here.
Yeah, it's not really one that you typically run the poke composition on. It's definitely more brawl slash rush heavy. And Reinhardt is still a very good Reinhardt and Ramach are both still, I would say, B plus tanks that can get work done if executed correctly. I mean, just take a look at the London Spitfire. If anybody follows the Overwatch League, that was a team that was the only team that was running Reinhardt predominantly, and they made it to the semifinals. So you can make it work if you have the execution there for it. And just as I'm saying that, we are going to be seeing some Reinhardt play and Ramontra.
Absolutely. Really, with Glitch running the comp they are running right now, the Ramatra, Bastion, the Mei, Havoc's going to have a really hard problem. Unless they get some early kills right at the start, it's going to be really difficult for them to be able to get past this comp thrown at them.
Wow. Yeah, as you were saying, Flame of Fox going to get a nice headshot on Oddnugget, who was trying to peek out with that Widow. Nice wall there as well. Power Kill's just going to melt Jubiles, who doesn't stand a chance with that May wall bashing combo. As a fellow Reinhardt player, my sincerest condolences. Good luck. I believe in you. You can do this. I guess try to bait out the wall.
Absolutely. As unfortunate as it is, this is one of those situations where Reinhardt just is going to struggle, and it's nothing against the player, it's just a difficult comp to run against it.
Yeah, 110%. And look at this. They're rotating on the right-hand side. They're actually collapsing on the backline. LOL Reaper does eventually fall. Penguin is able to take out Gainu, but Jubilos has picked up 2. That was a very smart rotation for them, and now it's still even. Power Kill uses the turret form, but not getting all the damage pressure that they'd like. They already pick up Izzard, who does get caught a little bit out of position, but Oddnugget is there for the trade, and this is still, like, even trades all throughout. Jubilos is going to be able to get to point, get a little bit of that point percentage, but will be forced to retreat due to the respawn of Glitch. Still holding strong, still pushing forward, knowing that they have a member advantage, along with that Lucio speed boost, but now Glitch in full force.
Yeah, Glitch, despite having a really far walk back from spawn, able to get there rather quickly and recontest before Havoc's able to get a take off. Havoc right now are trying to sneak around a little bit, but Glitch able to catch them off guard and push them back just a little bit. And Izzard there picked off by Power Kill's ultimate. A really great, little attempted cleanup there, is able to pick off with a really big stagger there for the side of Glitch.
Yep, Izzard does eventually fall, and so that's going to be a little bit more time burnt off. 2 minutes on the clock here for the side of Havoc, because they were so close to pushing into that one. I could feel the victory for them pushing this point, but it was a very nice contest there from the side of Glitch to keep them alive. Sound Barrier, Shatter, not going to be able to find anything. The Sound Barrier going to be keeping the rest of the team alive. The Biohazard going to be burning away at Lazy Titan's Annihilation form, but will be basically sacrificing themselves for that ultimate. The tire comes through as well. Going to be trying to output any damage, but it does eventually get popped. Jubel's able to pick up the Baptiste on the enemy's side as well. And Power Kill, the only one remaining, could find a lot of DPS pressure here. Is able to pick up 2. Absolutely gnarly. Not quite enough there from that Havoc. They're getting so close, but it's just, again, Glitch finding the opportunities to apply that pressure, finding the chances to pull this one back. Flame and Fox may pick up Biohazard once again. We're at minute 15.
Absolutely. Glitch fighting for their life throughout that. Havoc is finally pushed back, though, as Glitch is able to restabilize the point. But Havoc doing a great job of just constantly throwing at them, doing a lot of damage really quick. They just sadly weren't able to capitalize on that fight.
Yeah, 110%. We have 3 ultimates versus Havoc's 1. Glitch, not only are they holding strong, but they're also able to do it for cheap. I mean, this is crazy. Like, they're fighting fight wins without forcing themselves to use ultimates, and that's going to be a nice barrage. Maybe pick up both supports actually, who do get walled off by Flame and Fox, who I don't think it's somebody we've actually seen before, but they're playing really well in this May with those walls. I mean, it's been absolutely a masterclass, honestly.
Oh, 100%. The Flaming Fox, the not, it doesn't do any damage to the wall. It doesn't really show up on the stats, but it's super impactful. We've seen them be able to wall off the Reinhardt several times and, win those teams fights simply because that wall is put up to split the team. But Power Kill, this whole time we see two more right there. Just an insane Bastion player playing Bastion almost perfectly, it seems, able to just get so much damage thrown at them in so little time, and with the crazy ultimate placements, it's just an insane showing there from Power Kill.
Yeah, I mean, what a clean hold there from Side Glitch. They're able to hold without giving a single tick. Even though it looked really, 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 really close for Havoc a few times, especially whenever they were getting into the grill of Glitch on that Reinhardt. Um, they even looked like they had almost won the fight. I mean, that was so close from them, but it was Glitch pulling that one back. Power Kill finding opportunities on that Bastion to do the damage where it needed to be done, finding two picks every fight, constantly applying that pressure and never letting never letting Havoc really taste victory at all. So this is going to be an incredibly hard hold for Havoc to do, but I believe in it. I believe in Imperium.
Absolutely, we've seen much crazier happen on Kings Row here. In situations like this. But like you said, I'd love to see some damage stats for the side of Glitch. See how much Power Kill was able to throw in that first hold throughout that.
This reminds me of the first grand finals I actually ever casted for Oath. It was the semifinals actually, and it was the lowest rated team versus the highest rated team, and the lowest rated team was on like a 5 minute time bank, had to hold one tick of King's Row, and they did it. It ended up being a draw once everything was said and done, but this is very reminiscent of that. So I'm kind of hoping for just as much craziness. Oh my, what a pile drive from Lazy Titan.
Crazy
Getting
rollout from Lazy
Izzard.
Titan.
That is, I mean, that's brutal. That is, well, I don't know what you're gonna do with Izzard. Maybe put an immortality field down. I don't know. Power is able to trade out for Biohazard though. Jubal's on point, gonna be fighting damage required to pull this one back. Power Kill does eventually fall, and that will be another hold.
A Lazy Titan on the Wrecking Ball has always been, such a seemingly unstoppable force in pretty much any map that's thrown at them. And for them to roll out and just get 2 kills like that is absolutely insane. Havoc having to come back and regroup, but Havoc there did a fantastic job of recognizing that they were down and, converging as a team to really restabilize and flip that back into their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's the hack there onto the ball. Not gonna be able to do enough damage to really find it. And the nice anti-nade there. Once again, Izzard picks off. Izzard picked off. Unfortunate for the Baptiste, can get caught out a little bit, and that is the tick. You see getting very, very, very close to being captured. Nobody's gonna be able to touch, and that is gonna be once again Glitch finding. I believe their second map win of the series and closing this one out on Kings Row.
Absolutely, an insane showing there in both maps for the side of Glitch. Power Kill, well-deserved play of the game. Could be one of many. Just an insane amount of damage throughout that.
Yeah, I mean, just ridiculous. And the fact that it was comboed with the Maywall, which is honestly just a brutal combination for any team to really try to fight. We see them picking up four. And I mean, what are you gonna do, right? You got a Maywall, you got a Bastion. Realistically, uh, you just gotta kind of play just as dirty. I think. I honestly like a Maywall, like a maybe a Hog. Hog's actually pretty good right now. To some people's surprise, I don't know. Could be interesting to see. It was still a really, 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 really solid set of plays from Glitch. Not trying to take
Absolutely.
anything away from them. They popped off this series. Havoc, are still strong. Are still very, very, very strong coming into the last couple of weeks of the season as but Glitch, man, I gotta talk about the improvement. They started off the season 1-3, and now they're 4-3, I guess, if you take a look at the record.
It is a really insane showings on both sides. Really impressive fight throughout it. Glitch having so many super impactful players. We saw, Penguin and Lore Reaper keeping them alive through seemingly every situation. Lazy Titan with some crazy plays. Junker Queen, getting several good kills as Ramatra, and then Flamin' Fox with the insane walls, Power Kill with the insane damage and insane eliminations. Like it was really just all around such a great showing as the entire team. The saying goes, "You're as weak as your weakest link," but they just did not seem to have one throughout both of those maps.
Yeah, 110%. Havoc, once again, I really like the strategies they were trying to run. I like what they were trying to do at every bit and every angle. It just wasn't quite enough to hold against the absolute pressure that Glitch was able to put forward. But it was good games all around. Pat yourself on the back. Go enjoy your Halloween because it's still 8:30. You still got time to trick or treat. And yeah, go get yourself some candy. That'll basically wrap up tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting the kids, supporting Oath. As always, we appreciate it so much. My name is Marp. I was joined by Imperium, and we'll be seeing you guys next Tuesday.